Hello, I'm here. I am 1 minute late, but I am here. So, Adelia, you're going to goof off till Sprint start to do the dishes. Those are going to have to be some good, fast dishes. Although you did leave that message 10 or so minutes ago. So that's all right then. Hello to anyone who's here and anyone who may join me later. I pretty much have to do this for myself or I get too far behind in all of my reads. I have far fewer obligatory reads this month, thank goodness. But I am part of the Keymark Summer TBR, Summer Readathon. I can't think if it has a fancy name or not. Evie, hi! And Chadia, hi! Hello, everybody. Just bear with me. I am a little organised, but mostly not. So, but give me a moment. I shall send some links to people. What am I doing? I'm going into here and in there. No. Anyway, I have to do. It's not an Asbispo Readathon. Hey, Charlie. It is really good to see everybody. This is the Keymark. Actually, yeah, it is the Spiffbo Summer Readathon. Duh. It's all right. I will wake up eventually. I promise. I've read 2 already. Hooray! Hey, Colin. And what did I read already? It started with B. I've read Beneath the Sugar Sky, which was the novella, which is book 3 in the Wayward Children series. Fabulous. And I've read Bear and the Nightingale, which was amazing, which is Evie's favourite book. And I loved it so much. It was fantastic. And at the moment, I am listening to Butcher, Baker, Candlestick Taker, which is written by Book 2. Oh, there we go. There's the lovely Evie. I don't even have to find a link for you. That makes it faster. Okay, let's get you on the screen. There
Speak
we
of
go.
the devil.
Yeah, hi. That makes it much easier. So yes, I loved Bear and the Nightingale so much, Evie. Thank you so much.
It pleases me greatly.
It was just so gorgeous.
So we need to schedule a discussion.
We do. We absolutely do. And hey, that's lovely. Oh, it is a party. Yeah. How am I liking Butcher, Baker, Candlestick Taker? I'm really liking it. It's taken a little while to sort of kick off, but it's very believably interwoven at this point. So I'm quite impressed with the way Patricia's building the story together. So we'll see how we go. It's outside my normal genre reading. I'm not someone who's read a lot of murder mysteries, but I'm enjoying it. It's nice. So yeah, what are you reading, Evie?
Fair warning, if I suddenly drop, that means that I've lost power. We have storms coming through. So
Oh really?
yeah, my poor cat is there was a huge clap of thunder and my poor cat was like bzzz, like zooming. Yeah.
Poor thing. And Max is all right with the thunder?
He got scared because the cat got scared, not because of the thunder. So I literally just finished my story for the day in Sacraments for the Unfit by Sarah Tolman.
Nice.
It was literally a 5-page story.
Awesome.
And now I'm going to work on.
Yay!
I'm a little over. I've passed the halfway mark. So.
Oh, lovely. That's awesome. Hi, everybody. Oh, it's a party. Party in the house. What is everybody in the chat reading? Let us know. Or are you reading? Are you instead using the time to be productive, doing something else? I know a lot of people lately have been in the crafting section of threads doing their reading journals. And there's been some really pretty reading spreads lately. Go, all you arty people. I always feel really disappointed in myself. I'm like, oh, if only I had that talent. And then I have to actually look and go, actually, sometimes I can be quite arty.
I have no artistic bones in my body.
Yeah, it's okay. Neither do I. But I can copy. I'm good at copying. I can copy, not a problem. But to create something I just can't. I can't get proportions right. Everything looks completely weird and surreal, and that's not what I'm aiming for.
Well, I was gonna say that, I've seen art that's very unproportional and
Yeah,
surreal. So
it's not what I want though. I can't manage. I struggle with putting what I want in my head on the paper,
mhm.
and I just find that so frustrating
That's
that I just.
also how I am with writing as well. Like
Oh, okay.
yeah. So you would think that with only so many words in the English language, I would be able to write them in a coherent order. I feel like that is an unpopular opinion.
It's a
At least on
rare
my,
opinion.
yeah.
There's a narrow margin of people who, and I'm among them, and it is my watermark. It's like if people who love Assassin's Quest tend to adore the entire series. I've never met anyone who loved Assassin's Quest who didn't. So
Yeah, I think I messaged you before about it, but like on the first time through, Assassin's Quest was or Assassin's Apprentice was my favorite of the
yeah,
Farseer, with Assassin's Quest is my second favorite. But Assassin's Quest is it's getting up there.
yeah,
I mean, mind you, with that said, especially on reread, Royal Assassin has jumped up very high in like so they've all jumped up. Like it's
yeah.
oh
They
Robin
really do,
Hood is
right?
so good.
Grandstand finish. Nice. 40 pages left in A Drowned Kingdom by P.L. Stewart. And I've heard P.L. quite a lot in group chats over on Steve's channel. And oh, what a lovely guy. Like, seriously, what a lovely guy. So I'm glad you're enjoying his book. You're reading. So look at this. Hi. Yeah. So, but it's it's a difficult thing to explain, and I'm always trying to find new ways to phrase it. The fact that the story in Farseer gets better the further into the series you get, and then the story in Farseer becomes a whole nother thing on the reread. So it's not like wait until the end and you'll get it, because you got a story in Assassins in Farseer. It just layers keep getting added to it as you go through,
Mm.
and then the reread when you actually can spot all of the little things that were just sort of sprinkled through all the way through. You're like, oh my god, that literally was there the whole time.
Or I mean, at least for me, I'm able to focus on a lot of the smaller moments in the book, not necessarily have implications throughout the entire series. Um, like I'll just say Small Ferret. I mean,
Yeah,
I already loved him on first read. I fucking love Small Ferret,
yeah.
but I was able to.
But
There are
now
a
you
lot of
really love him.
there are a lot of allusions and references to ferreting
Yes.
in the like up until you meet Small Ferret, which is
Yeah.
amazing. Like Fitz is ferreting about or whatever. I don't know. It's
Yeah. And ferreting out secrets. We get a lot of ferreting out secrets.
yeah.
Um, oh, Bex, I'm sad to hear you're in a slump.
Also, Charlie, I did see that you are reading Assassin's Quest, so
Yes, it's
unintentional
exciting.
buddy read, yay!
Yeah, and first time through. So that's going to be interesting. So do let us know which Discord that you totally will be posting your thoughts in, won't you?
Yes,
Because we like to
we will
know how
throw
you're
our
going.
mood into it.
Yeah. That's it's part of the enjoyment that you can post something in the Discords and you're able to go, this is driving me mental, and people who have read it can go, it's okay, keep going, you're fine. Instead of continuing to feel rage, you can go, I can let that go and just read.
Or you can just continue to feel rage, and
Well,
that's
you
part
can,
of the reading experience.
it is. Or you can go, oh my god, that just happened, and we all get to go, I know, wasn't it amazing? So it's part of the fun I've found with booktube, this wonderful social aspect of reading.
Yeah, my one coworker who knew about my channel
Mhm.
broke the news to the rest of my team. I'm like, you weren't supposed to tell anyone that. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, it's fine, whatever.
Oh, geez. I don't know, Evie. Being outed about a channel on a public forum that has your name on it. I mean, come on.
Listen, nobody found me out. Yeah.
I know.
So.
Well, this is the thing. It's like, who's actively looking for you?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, come on. Oh, unless I suppose if you've got something to hide. But if you had something to hide,
why would I put it on the internet?
Have a YouTube channel with your name on it.
And put my face on it, too. So.
Yeah. Unless you, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm reading a murder mystery. I'm totally in the whole world, unless you're trying to prove that you're innocent. Anyway.
Alabama.
It's terrible. Have you started Daughter of the Empire yet?
No, I'm actually, so that's going to be after I finish this.
Awesome. Because I've got that going and on Audible at the moment while I'm doing jigsaws. And, I love it so much. Every time I read it, I'm reminded how much I love it.
Is that the only Janie Wirtz you've read before?
Yeah, just the trilogy with Raymond Feist.
Okay.
Hopefully I can sort of work one of her solo efforts in a bit later in the year. There you go. Bex reckons you might be a secret bank robber or spy.
It's true.
Yeah, she totally is. Totally. We've completely blown her cover. She's burned. It's terrible. You have to create an entirely new identity, Evie.
What? I'll have to call Witness Protection Program.
Yep, something like that. Chris, glad to see Daughter of the Empire going down well. I've been reading it for years, and it's one of my all-time favourite series. So much so that many years ago, when I left my ex for reasons, I had to leave the vast majority of my library behind. And I got to take with me the books that would fit in one bag. And the books that I took were my Farseer trilogy. They were my Farseer trilogy, I should probably look at my shelves, my Game of Thrones series, and the Daughter of the Empire trilogy. Those are the only books that I grabbed to bring, because those were the ones I had to keep. And yeah, that's how special the trilogy is to me. I love it so much. So,
well, hopefully Winter Night will be one of the an addition to those series that if there was a fire, you would save them.
Oh my God, yes. Are you kidding? Even just because they're so beautiful. They're just like, these are really beautiful things that I have to keep. But anyway, okay, well, let's help Melissa find your Kindle. Where did we put the Kindle? You had it last night and you put it somewhere safe. Always words of doom.
I mean, on the bathroom counter, that's...
I'm going to say on your bookshelf, on top of some books.
There's also that.
Because that's what I did with, well, not on top of books, but I put it on my teacup on top of my bookshelves last night instead of where I normally do, which is on the shelf under my desk. So this morning when I went looking for my teacup, could I find it? No. I was like, what did I do with my teacup? I always put my teacup in this place. And no.
Check the fridge, you never know.
I live with someone where that's a valid thing.
I can't tell you how many times I've opened up a door, whether it be pantry door, refrigerator door, the trash can, to put something in there that did not mean to go in that thing. I once tried to put trash in the dishwasher.
Okay. That's clean trash at least.
Thankfully, I caught myself after I had opened it. I didn't actually put it in there, so.
That's all right. Oh, okay. If you've got Mac McFeagle around, you may have to bribe them with strong liquor. But, you know. Oh, Emily's just got in from the suburbs of Chicago. And, yeah, this is seriously, when I left my ex, that was a moment of real, what do I take? That's when you really realize how much you can and can't live without some books. And then I was very happy that I had my Kindle. So, someone's had a grandpa put their shoes in the fridge.
Nice.
That's a story. Breaking windows and throwing them out till the last second. Yes. Actually, that's a really good hint. Check the bed. The sheets could be hiding it. But she did put it somewhere safe.
I mean, the bed is
Seriously.
safe.
That's the words of death. I stopped using them years ago. And the minute I thought I should put this somewhere safe, I just put whatever it is down, wherever I'm standing, and walk away. And then the next time I need it, I remember where I was when I thought I should put that somewhere safe. And bang, I can find it. It's the most bizarre thing. Yep, sheets have got that one. Then you pop out and buy some strong liquor just in case. Excellent suggestion. It'll certainly help pass the time while you look. Anyway, we're just gone. What are we? Just gone 11:15 my time. So, shall we do some reading or whatever else we're doing to be productive? You reckon? I'm going to.
Oh, I just realized I'm just nodding. Yes, we could. Can you call it the Monday for me? Oh my god.
It's fine, really. It's fine. I've had 4 hours sleep, so I'm doing well.
Oh my god.
It's just been one of those times that I do love our cat. I do. And it's quite charming when I get woken up with the scratching on my door because
are they sick again or no?
No, he just won't use his dirt box if there's anything in it. So, if he needs to go more than once, it needs cleaning. There's the cleaning that needs to happen, and then you're wide awake because you've been cleaning up after a cat. Anyway, no one needs to know that story. Okay, we'll go until 15:15, so we're just under half an hour. And alrighty, so muting me, and we shall see you on the return. Just as well one of us is watching the clock.
I got to a section break, so.
Good timing. I got caught up in a seduction that was deliberately interrupted because, yes, we're playing the great game of the council. I am. Yeah, hi, Anita. I'm listening to Daughter of the Empire again because I love it and loving it again because it's awesome.
I'm still reading Assassin's Quest, Anita.
Yeah. And who else joined us? We had Derek show up just before we went, or just as we went into reading. So, hi, Derek. Good to see you. And yeah. So, there you go. What are you reading, Anita? Of course, I'm pretty sure Emily told us what she was reading. But, yes. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Which part are you up to, Evie? How far in are you? Just over halfway. I'm guessing they've just left Yambe?
Not quite. Chapter 22. They're getting ready to leave.
Yeah, fair enough. And we've got the crew, Warrior Girl Unearthed. That sounds amazing. Like, what a cool title. Did no reading. Oh, you did your dishes and danced to Taylor Swift with the cats. Well, that sounds like glorious fun. My floof Motzi is sitting on a shelf underneath the windowsill with his back to me, most disdainful, and he would not be impressed if I picked him up to dance. I would get a filthy look should I try.
I would get claws in my face from George, so.
Yeah.
I tried to encourage her to come up and lay on my lap, but she's displeased.
I'm doing well because Motzi's actually in my room with me, and like he chose to come in here, which was very flattering this morning.
Considering he's probably like trying to, pay penance or whatever for waking you up at god awful
stupid o'clock. It was truly stupid o'clock, but that's okay. It's become a habit, and where he goes when his tray is dirty, it's not dirty. He at least is easy to clean up. So it could have been worse. But yes, no, he came in and sort of did a whole, oh, hello, this is your room, sniff, I'll judge it. He didn't look too impressed, but then he made himself comfortable, which he doesn't usually. So I'm like, oh, this is good. And that's a question I was going to ask a little earlier, Anita, is how is Heliotrope? Because who was reading it a couple of months ago? Was it Andrew? I think Andrew read Heliotrope not long ago.
Yeah,
and he said it was pretty good. So I am interested in how other people go with it. And it's pretty. Like, if it is good, it will be a nice addition to the shelves. So, have you ever read a comic book called Scalp? That has overtones.
That doesn't sound
could be interesting. In high school in the 90s, I wanted to be an archaeologist studying Native Americans, and this book talks along about problems with that. Okay. Oh, okay, because we're reading the I've missed a few. Here we go. Trying to edit a video. Last Uncharted Sky. Warrior Girl Unearthed. Sorry, that was the title I was trying to get my brain to produce. Thus Scalped and Girl with Bow and Arrow in the cover. Nice. It is always a good look, let's face it. And Emily's not a graphic novels girl, apparently. But that's okay. What are we? Firekeeper's Daughter. Need to move Warrior up on my TBR. Firekeeper's Daughter. That's another one that sounds really good. I have to admit, I'm a bit rubbish at... oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this one. Reading more sort of outside my comfort zone. I'm trying, but I'm not Brilliant. Heliotrope is, oh, Daniel's enjoying it. So this is good. Go.
Sorry, George decided to come out of hiding for treats, which is understandable. I'm very food driven as well. And also trying to make sure that the dog doesn't steal her treats from her while she tries to eat them.
Fair enough.
Oh, you already ate them? Jeez, cat, you just inhaled them. Jeez.
Many cats do. Actually, Motsy's quite old and he's lost quite a few of his teeth. So listening to him eat his food is not something that's good for people who struggle with that kind of noise.
So every so often, George, so George is a bit older as well. She's gonna be 13 this year, and she's already her teeth are what do they call it? Reabsorbing. So like her back teeth and stuff. So every so often she like gets like some pain, and so she'll like, and it sounds like she's just like teeth going on teeth, and right, baby.
Yeah.
That's a good girl.
There you go. Well, there you go. See, Anita loves Assassin's Crest as well.
Excellent.
Read Firekeeper's Daughter first. Next thing, please, after your events. Okay, Firekeeper's Daughter is one to look out for, apparently. And Anita's eating milk duds. Why? No, sorry. It's not Anita at all. It's Alethea.
Alethea. Hiya.
Check out Skip. Oh, look, everybody's got old kitty cats. Alexis is old too. And information about Firekeeper's Daughter. Apparently there's a good character in there that is in both. This is always good. I can't wait for you to start the Daughter of the Empire, Evie. Oh, so looking forward to talking to you and Alan about it. Alan's going to love it.
Yeah, I mean, since this is a reread, I thought about starting.
Oh, hey, no, I'm not. I am pressuring you, but that's not. I'm not pressuring hard.
Well, I would start it, but then I realized it's two fantasies. Like, I don't think I could do it.
No.
So.
And I mean, they are very different. But no, it's just I'm enjoying having people in the Discord, actually, in Alan's Discord, just to talk to about it. People who have and haven't read it before, and it's been really awesome. People who haven't read it since they read it way back when, and going, wow, it's held up really well. And new people going, wow, for an old series, it's got so much good political intrigue. I'm like, yeah, it's really good.
And did you see that Sal? That's one of her favorite series.
Yes, I did. We were having a chat about that on Discord earlier, and it's really not, because it's one of those series that doesn't get a lot of hype, and I do love it. It's brilliant.
I'm curious, considering that it's author duo of Feist and Words. Like, do you know, like, if I mean, it's just one perspective, right, from Mara?
It's almost probably, I don't know, 85, 90% from Mara. You do get the occasional little snippet from somebody else, but
so I'm curious, like, how that like the writing trials and like I'm sure they agree on a story, but like
who was it? It's Steve again. Steve Talks Books. He had Jenny Wirtz on, maybe probably a year and a half, or probably more ago, and they were talking about all sorts of things. And I actually asked, how was the balance in Daughter of the Empire? How did that go? And she said that ultimately Raymond Feist had the idea for the story and asked her to write it.
Oh, okay.
So he gave her how it was going to begin and how he figured the basic outline of it would go, and pretty much left her to it. And it's marvelous. It really is. And
Raymond
you can see the difference. Sorry?
Is Raymond E. Feist still alive, or is he passed?
I'm not sure, actually. She'll find
out. Time to Google.
Yeah. Got to get the old internet going. Raymond E. Feist. Let's have a look.
So he's still alive. There you go.
Well, there you go. So yeah, and he just knew he was never going to have time to write it, because he was on a flow with the Rift War books.
So
And
basically, he was the Brandon Sanderson of his day, because I think Brandon
kind of,
Sanderson is doing that nowadays, or
yeah,
James Patterson, I guess
yeah,
more.
it's James Madison perhaps, but well, at least Jenny Wirt's got co-author cred. Um, I because I've recently reread Fairy Tale, which is a standalone that Raymond Feist wrote, and really noticed it wasn't well written. That I hadn't ever really noticed before, because the story is great. Like the idea of Fairy Tale is fabulous.
But the execution,
The execution of it was not brilliant. But I've always reread it because I love the story of it so much. And then going from Fairy Tale to Daughter of the Empire, it's very different.
yeah.
Very, very different.
That's one thing that I've kind of always I've deluded myself into saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do this one time," is reading books that have the same title and see
Yep.
how, like, so Fairy Tale,
Yep.
Raymond Feist, Stephen King,
Yep.
and then there was another one recently that I saw. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. I can't remember, but like you know what I mean. So, but then I was like, delusions are delusions for a reason. So
They are. Um, I love what Tarnall's just saying. That, that despite loving a good battle scene, it feels far more tension during the ballroom scenes where the main heroine is noticed by important people.
is there a
The te-
ballroom scene in
no, no. The whole trilogy is based on more of a Japanese culture,
Okay.
where it's very traditional and formal and rigidly structured,
Mm-hmm.
and the way that she navigates that, because it's such an incredibly male dominated society and
Yeah.
she's the only woman in a position of power. So it's a really good read. Like seriously, you're going to love it. And thanks for reminding you about Raymond Feist. Yeah, TBRs are here to get longer. Let's face it.
Yeah,
We're all going to live to 150. Clearly.
Joanna, she got me to ride Hell's Chasm. She's like, you need to give this a try. I think you would
Okay.
like it. So apparently there's an emphasis on horses in the book, I guess.
Oh yes, because Janny Wirtz has horses, and she's you would like Janny as a person. I think you would. There are things about her to really admire, and she does all of her own art. Like all of
I
her
did.
book covers are
Well, I
her.
know Patrick actually commissioned her to create some of his artwork for his Patreon, which I thought was
Wow,
really neat. Yeah.
that's amazing. That's really cool. I'm kind of jealous of that. But yeah, as for Curse of the Mistwraith and Hell's Chasm, are a little dense. Daughter of the Empire, I would say, is very accessible.
So I
But
I can actually
yeah,
attest to this. Mind you,
yeah.
I've only read like a few pages of either, just
Mm.
to get a taste of it. To ride Hell's Chasm is so freaking dense. Holy crap! I
Yeah, I don't
literally had to read. Yeah. Um. I haven't read anything of Curse of the Mysteries, but um, Daughter of the Empire, it's very like very
much more easily accessible.
yeah
The language it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's smooth. Like you're
yeah
not going to hit a word and go, I have no idea now what
yeah.
she's talking about.
I mean, there is. I mean, again, mind you, I only read a few pages, but there is a. You are just dropped in. I'm like, what
Yeah,
the hell is going on? I don't. Why do I care? What the fuck is this?
yeah,
But if you go along with it, like I found myself, I'm like, oh okay, maybe I can read another page, and I'm like, no, I can't, I gotta read this quick. So
yeah. No, no. And this is one of the, what's the words I'm looking for? Because it's so accessible, it surprises me that it's not more widely read. Daughter of the Empire, because it's such a good series. And I think it's because people believe they should read Rift War first. And the first book in Rift War is enormous. And it's like, oh, I don't know that I want to read it that badly. So, yeah, you can read it completely Not a problem without having read a single book in the Riftwall Saga. Anything that is mentioned that is in the Riftwall Saga is explained in the trilogy. So, yes. And
So,
Anita, I'm sorry, but if Darnell can get you to read Pratchett, why haven't you promised me that you will read Pratchett? Because I've been asking you to for so long.
so would it be a fair equivalent of saying, mind you, albeit two different authors, but saying you can read Live Ship
Um,
as opposed to First Year? You can start with Live Ship.
no.
Not considering that, like, there's a wider series or whatever. So
You could look if you didn't want to read any more of Realm of the Elderlings than Live Ships, you can do that, which is exactly how this series works.
Yeah.
The Daughter of the Empire trilogy is completely separate, and unlike Live Ships, nothing from the Empire trilogy is in the Rift War series. So that's why so many people who do read Rift War never find time to read that little sort of tangent series that happened. So
I'm going to hold on. Hopefully, I don't undo my mic. But misogynistic people don't want to read everyone.
Yep, that is quite often the case. That is quite often the case. You've unintentionally muted yourself, but yeah, it reads incredibly well. The female protagonist is amazing. Like, she's written fantastically well, and yeah, I mean, I can't speak highly enough about it. It's so good.
It's not like you know, you maybe kind of like the series.
Oh, I adore it. And here's the thing: is I mean, I'm enough of a self-confident person to go, if I love it, there's something there to love. It might not be your thing, so perhaps it's not for you, but if it is a thing that you like, you will like it. Because I tend not to like rubbish. Obviously, I have read Twilight and that was fun, but I don't rate that as like a fantastic read to people. But Daughter of the Empire I do, because it is fantastic. It's paced really well, it's plotted incredibly well, the characters are amazing, and I don't know that I've ever read political intrigue done as well. And I say that having read Game of Thrones, and I think it's the only political intrigue I've read that has genuine stakes. People get assassinated, people get poisoned, people get really quite brutally dealt to, all in the game of the council, the great game. And it's intense. It can be incredibly intense, which is marvelous. But I do like this. Speaking of misogynist people, they don't tend to read a lot, you know.
It's true.
It is true. But, you know, and I agree here with Anita, it is a spectrum, and there are a few. There are a few that are going to moan and complain and be loud about it because, you know, the miserable people are always the loudest about anything, which is how fandoms get called toxic when the vast majority of any given fandom are probably lovely people. Yeah. I do feel bad for some of those fandoms having to deal with some of those outliers. It's not nice.
That's why I don't really like the. I don't know. I just when someone says the word fan, like, and refers to my fans or whatever, I'm just like, it makes me cringe. Like, it doesn't matter if you're like freaking Taylor Swift or you know Joe Schmo. Like, it's just like, oh god, it hurts so bad.
Yeah, you're not into self branding as far as that goes.
No. And plus, like I enjoy people's stuff, like music, movies, whatever, and I will say, oh yeah, I'm a fan of whatever, but it's who is that band? They, some some band. They did a song called "Cult of Personality," and that is what. I'm sorry.
I know the song. Yeah.
Yeah. So the cult of personality, and that's all it is. It's like you're a fan of the personality and not of the output and the content.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's just the word fan has been conflated to mean that, and on top of that, like it stems from the word fanaticism, and that just really makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Any sort of fanaticism.
Yeah. Which is why I tend not to say that I'm a fan of Rob. Well, I have said it on occasion, but it's not
I
my fallback. I
I
love
I,
Rob and Bob is how I will go.
I will willingly and freely proclaim that I am obsessed with Robin Hobb's
Oh,
writing.
yeah.
So
I am, in fact, obsessed, you could say. Yeah, well, but there you go. And how do you feel about the word stan, Evie?
listen, I grew up on Eminem, so
Okay.
most kids nowadays don't know what stan means.
No,
Okay,
they
they don't know where it came from.
no.
Listen, I was obsessed with Devon Sawa. Okay, and then seeing him in the Stan music video was life changing.
I believe you. I believe you. I know that when the teenager here had a dance thing and they used Eminem as the music, she was horrified to know that me and her mum knew all the words. She was like, oh my God, no, now it can't be cool. So that was funny. That was hilarious. But this is the same teenage girl who has since discovered hair bands of the 80s and 90s. And at this point in time, can't be convinced that Guns N' Roses are not, in fact, the pinnacle of hair bands. But we'll get there. Oh, sorry, got something in my
eye. Thank you, Daniel. It's living color.
Yes. Passionate Evie looks dangerous. Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
she is. We don't we don't cross Evie. There's a reason no one crosses Evie. But yeah, it's been I suppose it's been like for any parent since I don't know what the late 80s, going back about going, don't try and tell me about my music. Trust me, I know what's cool.
Listen, okay, here, if you want to feel, I say this in the nicest way. I know, Derry, that you were older than me, but if you want to feel even older, because I feel old when this happened, someone made a reference to Backstreet Boys as an old band.
That's horrifying.
I mean, considering the fact that I actually saw them in a, they're now doing commercials for freaking laundry soap. Yeah.
Okay, well, that brought me joy.
Yeah.
But an old, that's so sad. Like, that's so sad.
Which song, Anthony? Cult of Personality or Tell Me Why He Ain't Nothing But a Heartache? Tell me why. Yeah. No. I saw Backstreet Boys in concert twice.
Okay. I saw Metallica live in concert twice.
Nice.
Yeah, man. And David Bowie. I saw David Bowie live. Which, hey, when you consider I live in New Zealand, is pretty impressive.
Right?
Actually, when David Bowie came, it was in 1980. Oh, how old was I? Okay, so 1987 or 8, might be 1988. That he didn't play a stage. He didn't play a stage place. He played a racetrack where they do stock cars, and it was the only place big enough. And so many people came to the concert. We set a world record for a live concert attendance per capita, and there were so many people. It was officially something like the second biggest town in New Zealand for those few hours. So it was huge. And I mean, it was an amazing concert. That was, yeah, it will have been 88 because it was the year after Labyrinth came out. And that was my first ever concert.
My first ever concert was Selena.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Well,
it was caught that moment in time.
Yeah, it was a co-headliner at obviously a fair in El Paso, Texas, with Tracy Lawrence. If you know who
Ooh,
Tracy Lawrence is, good old
vaguely.
countryman. Yeah, so that's my claim to fame. Is my first concert is Selena. So
That's very cool.
I've seen. So I saw Backstreet Boys. I saw Aaron Carter in
Oh goodness,
concert.
really?
So
Okay.
um, I've seen Paramore a couple of times. They are amazing live.
Oh,
Mumford
that I
and
would believe in a
yeah.
heartbeat. Yeah.
Listen to
That
their new album. It's amazing. Just saying.
okay.
I've seen
Oh,
Taylor Swift. I've seen.
I saw Robbie Williams live a few weeks ago, and he looked so old.
Oh no,
But let's face it, he
he
is.
is. Yeah.
And I
I
like
saw,
this one. Kissed his first girl while listening to Unforgiven.
nice.
Who knew Metallica could be romantic? But there you
Well,
go.
you know.
Totally can.
I saw Taylor Swift once.
Uh-huh.
The band that I've seen the most is the Waylon Jennings, which is a play on Waylon
Waylon Jennings.
Jennings.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, they're
Cool.
they're
Sound like
Americana,
a
but they're
country
Canadian.
tribute
No.
band?
They're like an Americana folk band,
Okay.
and they do like a lot of harmonies and stuff like that. So
Ooh, that sounds good.
they're fantastic live. And then
Cool.
I would say they're the best consistent concert like performance wise. I saw the Civil Wars in concert. That was like a
Okay.
religious experience. And then I was
I believe.
so mad when they broke up.
Yeah, that's
Like
often the
2
case,
years
isn't it?
later. So,
Mhm. Never.
my husband took me to go see Kiss, and then we went to go see. It was Journey.
Oh, there's a
Uh,
hairband. Oh,
Maybe it was Is Guns N' Roses the one with the one-armed drummer?
no, that's Def Leppard.
Def Leppard. Okay, so it was Journey, Def Leppard, and Cheap Trick. Journey, mind
Amazing.
you, it was the Journey with the new singer, not Steve
Oh,
Perry. Sucked so
not
bad,
just good.
and
Yeah.
they were the last ones up.
Oh,
And I'm like,
no.
they sucked so bad. I wanted to leave, honestly. It was so
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
Oh, fun. I
So,
got to see Michael Jackson. Dude.
Chadia, to answer your question on who my favorite Backstreet Boy, it was Brian Littrell, only because he had heart surgery and I had heart surgery. So I was like, oh, he knows me. But adult me really, really loves Kevin. So
Okay. Well, there you go. But because let's face it, who you liked in a band was always your personality.
it's true.
I always liked Lars in Metallica, the drummer. I thought he was great. And I liked the guitarist in Bon Jovi, Richie Sambora. I thought he was fabulous. And I loved Slash and Guns N' Roses. And I should probably stop talking now because that's embarrassing.
Pat Bennett. I've seen Pat Benatar in concert.
Oh my God, serious? She's amazing.
She is, oh my God, amazing.
I've seen Melissa Etheridge in concert. She was impressive.
Nice.
Oh my God, I love her so much. She was so great live. So great. So great. So many women in the audience. I mean, fair enough, but it was the first time I think I've ever been to a concert where there were more women than men, which gave it a really cool vibe, to be fair. Like there was not a sense anywhere of impending violence. It was great. Here you go. Black Sabbath in 04. Okay, that would have been amazing.
Nice.
Adult use is no.
Yeah, he's interesting.
Stop it! Bex, are you for real?
Nice.
Oh my God. I am so jealous of that. Sorry.
No, yeah, he was good.
Too much emphasis, but wow.
I saw Kiss in concert.
That's pretty cool. I imagine that's a really impressive concert
It was
because they put so much
so
effort into
Yeah.
Tony Iommi was there. Nice. That is so cool. Seriously. How many cool people have we got in BookTube? So many cool people. So, yeah. In a completely not cool thing, I discovered not long before my mum died that her first concert was the Monkees. I was like, Really, Mum?
Nice.
Mum, when you were in high school, The Who were the local band and played at your high school dance, and you went to the Monkeys? The hell? Really? I was not okay with that news. With all of the music out there, you went to the Monkeys. Seriously, you're a teenager in the 60s in America. Sorry, in the UK. And yeah, she went to the Monkeys.
I wish I saw Queen live, but
God, I wish
alas,
I'd seen
I
Queen
was
live.
a wee little lady when.
I mean, I've always loved Queen, but we moved to New Zealand the year of Band Aid, and we were here before it went. If we had been in the UK, I probably would have seen them live because we lived close enough. We would have gone. But we were then in New Zealand and we missed Queen at Live Aid that we could have been a part of. Band Aid, Live Aid.
So Tharnal. Tharnal. Oh God. Sorry, butchered your name either way, I think. The real question is was your answer yes or no?
Yeah, I need to know the answer to that too.
I really need to know.
Yeah.
I will judge you depending upon your answer.
My first concert was Chip Khaled. I don't know who that is, but I'm going to go yay, because your first concert is usually as a teenager, which means the strength of your feeling about it was probably hugely strong. So yay. And yeah, seriously, I wish I could have seen Freddie. Every time, you know those things that come out, they're like, you can bring one back and you get the big big mosaic of faces. And I don't care who else is on that mosaic, Freddie. I will always want to bring back Freddie. That man was a gift. Okay, I have to applaud the confidence in that response and go, were you trying to break up with this girl? Because that's a pretty effective way to do it. Just saying. But yeah. Like, that's impressive. I like it. I mean, I'm sorry for the girl that you were seeing at the time because, ow. But yeah.
Well, this has now inspired me that when these sprints are done, I'm going to have a conversation with my husband about our hall passes.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Who our hall passes are going to be.
Yeah, so, I probably should think about, not that I have a need for a hall pass, but who would my top 5 be?
Very unusual choice for me would be, please don't judge me. Actually, I open myself up to judgment. Mel Brooks.
Okay. Hey, we all like different things. That's fine. I should say that. Who do I watch? There's a woman who does movie reactions.
Reads with Cindy?
Ashley. No, Awkward Ashley. She loves Mel Brooks as well. According to Ashley, Mel Brooks could totally get it. So,
I need to. She's adult. You said Awkward Ashley?
Awkward Ashley. She's lovely. Ashley. She's got a couple of channels. One of them is movie reactions. The other one is things like food reactions, and because she's got a huge following now. I get to say that I've been following her since she was doing laundry in the bedroom. Now she has a whole room. I watched her through her having to film in the wardrobe and having to film in the attic. And now she has a whole room. But I too almost cry when I think about how long it's been without Freddie. Because he was an absolute gift. Okay. Seems like some dreams cannot be crushed by simple reality. I mean, can he still? Mel Brooks, get it? I'm assuming.
I mean,
he
wasn't Hitler on Ice, though. Politics.
I think he's a very He's a very American thing, Mel Brooks.
He
It's
is
one of
old
those
and
humors that this is very specific to these people.
he's
Because
like
I watch him and
95.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's clearly a thing.
Yeah.
But just trying to think. Because some of my old crushes have not aged well.
Yeah.
They really haven't. Others have. I mean, Lenny Kravitz, hello. That man is beautiful. Just saying.
I'm just so glad that I'm just so glad that I am tangentially related to him. So,
oh my God, are you serious?
well, I'm sure way back in the day
Oh,
by
I mean, he's
marriage.
just
So,
amazing.
also, Frederick March from when he was younger. Oh my God.
Frederick March?
March. Yep. He was in Death
What's that
Takes a
from?
Holiday.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes. She could dream about the sparkling vampires. Fair is fair because none of those sparkling vampires were attractive in the movies. Not even. What's his name? Pattinson. Whatever his name is. Cedric Diggory. He's not too.
Robert Pattinson. Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, he's not. He wasn't beautiful. None of them were beautiful. And they were supposed to be beautiful. And the woman who played Rosalie, the blonde one, she was supposed to be so beautiful that there weren't even words. And I'm sorry,
Yeah.
the woman who played her was very attractive, but she was not breathtakingly beautiful.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
saying.
I mean,
And
they
that
had
was
an indie budget, so I get it. By the way,
I
if
don't get
anyone
it.
wants to know who Frederick March is, this is Frederick March.
Ooh. The origin of Tall, Dark, and Interesting. See, Anita agrees. Isn't at all beautiful as a vampire, but he was lovely as Cedric. I thought he was lovely.
He was really great as Batman. Unpopular opinion. I really loved
Actually,
Batman.
I've heard a few people say that. I must watch it because I do think he can act.
Yeah, and I'm not really into superhero movies, but they made it like a noir detective thing, and I loved it.
But that's the feel. I mean, literally, DC, Batman are detective comics. DC, Batman is the noir guy. So I like that they've done that. I like that. I like that a lot.
It was in this moment that I found out what DC stood for.
Oh, there you go. Fun fact of the day. There you go. But yeah, he's. I like the ones that really play up the dark side of it. I love Christopher Nolan's trilogy of Batman. That was amazing. Not everybody gelled with Christian Bale as Batman because of the I'm Batman voice, but that's fine. Heath Ledger in that trilogy. I mean, it came out after he died, and to watch that movie knowing that he was gone made me cry. Watching Batman, for Christ's sake, because this incredibly talented young man was gone. He was breathtakingly good in The Dark Knight. Breathtaking.
If anyone wants to know who my actual favorite Batman is, if anyone knows, if you know, you know. It's Abed from Community.
So. Oh, okay. I'm thinking, I don't know that one. Yes, Christian. See, Charlie agrees with me. Charlie agrees. And Emily didn't know that DC was Detective Comics either.
There we go.
Yeah, see, this falls into the category of things that I would think that everybody knows.
Yeah,
and then I get surprised that nobody knows. And I usually use my sister as the gauge for that because we were watching a quiz show and I was like, who doesn't know that? And my sister goes, I didn't know that. I'm like, really? And so I've had to really assess how strange and eclectic my knowledge is because I know so many strange things. But,
speaking of random knowledge, I finally was able to watch a new episode of Jeopardy. It felt very weird watching it without Alex Trebek. But there was a question that the answer was Cicero. And I'm like, I know this, it's Cicero.
Hey!
So
that's awesome. I did watch a long time ago an episode of the British Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and the £1 million question was about a coracle and what it was. And I'm sitting here going, it's a boat, and I know that because it's in Narnia. And I was like, and the person got it wrong, but I'm like, I could totally have just won £1 million because I read Narnia. I felt very proud of myself. Oh, I need to watch Tropic Thunder. That's awesome.
The question is did you enjoy it? Because it's definitely one of those movies that you either love it.
Yeah, I watched the first 5 minutes and bounced off hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think and part of it can be your mood when you go into it, because if you're in the right kind of mood, it can really work.
Also, you gotta. It depends on. You gotta know what you're going into with that, especially movies like that. Like,
oh yeah,
like,
that could come as a nasty shock otherwise. Oh, there you go. It was Jackie at the beginning, but it got hilarious.
Oh, good.
You stuck with it. Full marks for perseverance. Oh dear. I actually haven't seen any good movies lately. What did I watch? I started to watch a TV show that my best friend had been watching, and she was raving about. And I was like, I watched 2 episodes and then realised I didn't care. So I thought, it's the one with the Yellow Jackets.
Oh, I haven't seen
and
that.
Everybody's raving about it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, well, the premise sounds interesting. And she was just raving about it. And so I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. So I watched 2 episodes, and I watched about, 10 minutes of the third, and thought, I don't care. I genuinely don't care.
KTU3, I feel like I know your IRL name, but I forget. I'm so sorry. But I don't know what Thunder in Paradise is, but I'm pretty sure it's not the same as Tropic Thunder.
No, pretty sure. And yes, we are still sprinting.
Hi,
and
Dan.
This is Dan. I watched you on Joanna's channel, Why Read, the other day. I had no idea you had such an interesting background, and you had so much to offer in terms of, I actually know what I'm talking about.
By the way,
was amazing.
I know I said it in the chat, but in the chat of the Why Read, but thank you again, Dan, for being vulnerable and sharing your story with us.
That was amazing to watch and find out about, and really uplifting. So thank you so much for sharing that. That was amazing. And Anita's off. Getting back to editing. We should probably sprint because we've been talking for ages. So
yeah. So actually, I was gonna say, oh shit, what was I gonna say?
I don't know.
Oh yes. So TV shows. If you like Emily Dickinson, and you have Apple TV Plus, at least I'm assuming Apple TV is.
Well, it's available here somewhere, but I'm sure the content is different, so I can look for whatever it is on whatever streaming.
Well, it's called Dickinson. It is a TV show. I'm in the midst of season 2 right now. It's 3 seasons, and it is about Emily Dickinson. However, again, you either are going to really like it or you're going to hate it. It is a period piece. Nice. Thank you. Thank you, Dan. It is a period piece, so period appropriate costuming. The girl that was in True Grit plays Emily Dickinson.
Oh, she's a talented young woman.
However, the humor is very, very modern, and it's hysterical. Like
Dickinson,
they have a house party when the parents are away, and they have like opium instead of alcohol. So
I love it.
Laudanum and stuff. It's great.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, that does sound awesome. So I shall find out if Dickinson is available in New Zealand. So. Oh, there you go.
Thunder in Paradise is a TV show with Hulk Hogan piloting his
speaking speedboat.
Was this before or after Kit?
I'm going to go after, because Hulk Hogan was wrestling in the Knight Rider days.
Knight Rider, there you go. Thank you.
That's my guess, anyway.
And solving crime.
Yeah, brother.
That's
very strange.
Anyway,
we're going to sprint because that's what we're supposed to be doing. So, half an hour again, 40 minutes.
Yeah, this will probably be my last one, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm gonna
No worries.
spend some time with my husband, so.
Fine. All right.
That means we just
Right.
need to schedule more time to catch up, dearie.
Yes, we do. I have it written in my journal. I've got Evie written in the big letters at the big capital. So, okay, right. Going quiet now. Everybody go read.
Do you want to go to 45 instead?
Okay. Okay, we could do that.
45. Not that I want to pressure you or anything.
Okay, reading. And we're very quietly coming back to liveness. Hooray! How much did you get done, Evie?
I got, I don't know, like maybe 12 page. Yeah, 12 pages. But I also sent you a very long message.
Okay, I will check that in a moment.
I finally almost reached the limit on Discord.
Well done. Yes, it was about Hob that I discovered there even was a limit in the characters on Discord. Hi, Mike. How are you? Yeah, and it was in response to Nico's review of
Rainwild.
the Bits and the Fall. Yeah, one of the two.
Where his
Yes, yeah, that was when I discovered that Discord has a character limit. So it takes a bit to get there, I have to admit.
But this is a very passionate message, but not negative.
That's all right then. That's absolutely all right then. I have to admit, when I was reading Bear and the Nightingale, I was like, it's 2:45 in the morning. I have to tell Evie I'm reading at 2:45 in the morning. And I was like,
hey, it wasn't 2:45 in the morning for me, so.
No, but it was for me. And it was like, oh, I'm so tired. My eyes were falling closed and I couldn't stop reading. And then it was a part break. It was the end of a part. I was like, okay, put the book down. The universe is telling you, put the book down, go to sleep. And so, yeah. It's like, I have to let Evie know I've enjoyed it so much. I'm still up at 2:45. And I was up probably well before 7, because I'd finished it by 9:30 the next morning. So it was like, yeah, I'm in it, definitely. So
I can't wait for you to finish the trilogy.
Oh, it's just so. And this is the thing. I mean, people can talk about books having a vibe and being atmospheric, but until you actually read them, it's hard to describe what that vibe is. And what it just. Oh.
So just to clarify for anyone that's in the chat and hasn't read Bear and the Nightingale, it is not just vibes, okay?
Oh, no,
there's actual plot. It's not like
what a strong plot.
It's not like, the Night Circus where literally there is no plot.
Oh no, there's definitely a plot. Yeah. Definitely a plot. And it's a strong plot and it touches on a lot of things.
There's a lot of thematic explorations and
yeah, absolutely. And
we definitely need to schedule something.
We do.
Because I need to be on the other end. I need
absolutely. Yes, you can be the person who knows all the things, and I can be the one going, and then that happened, and so yeah, possibly the most oddly satisfying moment, and I say oddly because it had nothing to do with the story, was learning the name of the house fairies, being Domovoy. And that was funny to me because I've read Dresden, and there is a character who is Russian who encounters a fairy that Harry Dresden knows, and he calls him Domovoy, much to the to the upset of this fairy, because he is not a house fairy, and he was very insulted to have been called one. So, and it was just one of those moments. I'm like, oh, I've seen it used in the wild now. Okay, that makes everything more true.
I need to double check on something. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm doing well, thanks, Mike. I am currently being kept company by the giant floof cat who never hangs out in my room. That's a lie. He did used to hang out in my room until he was very ill a few months ago. Today is the first day he has come to spend time with me in my room. And I'm feeling very honoured that the giant floof is in my room, because he's a bit like that. So I'm good.
I had to double check the name. The Vazila.
Yes.
The horse spirit.
He was lovely, wasn't he? Oh, he's so cute.
I mean, do you understand why this book was specifically and only written for me?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And how beautiful. Anyway, we can save the big gush for when I come to talk to you about Bear and the Nightingale, because I heartily enjoyed it. It was so lovely. And I liked the things it touched on, and obsession, and yeah, anyway. That's a whole nother discussion. So, and Anita wants to reread. Good, do, because I've only read the first one, and I can already tell you it's entering into the reread cycle for me, on top of Dresden and on top of Discworld, because it is just so lovely. So,
I have read it now 3 times in the past 2.5 years.
Yeah, I was going to say it can't be much more than 2 years. So
I first read it in 2021, early 2021.
So. Yeah, you're on par with me in Dresden, because I read Dresden for the first time all the way through in 2021, and I've just finished the third read through of that. So yeah, hooray for BookTube and new series that we love.
Well, oddly enough, well, I guess it is tangentially through BookTube, but so I'd seen The Bear and the Nightingale on my shelves, and it was one of those books that was inexplicably calling to me from the bookshelf,
yep.
And so I would just never, I would never get it. And then when Emily, oh my God, you haven't read it, please read it.
Oh, you would love it, Emily. You really would.
And then Angela, her in-person, well, it was supposed to be in-person book club at the Brookline Booksmith. They, when COVID happened, obviously, they switched to virtual, and I had joined already for a couple of discussions, and their next read they had voted on was going to be Bear and the Nightingale. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And that was basically how Angela and I became friends. Was because we met through BookTube, but we also had interactions outside of BookTube, like through Booksmith. Nice. And I absolutely fell in love with Bear and the Nightingale, and I immediately started the second and third books immediately after. So
it's so cool that we can reread stuff. Tunnel's struggling to read The Three Musketeers again for 12 years, but new stuff keeps coming along onto the TBR. I am going to blame having a stroke. I've got so used now to rereading, I can't imagine not rereading.
So Persuasion, Frankenstein, Wuthering Heights, Bear and the Nightingale, The Vanished Birds, and The Spear Cuts Through Water are the books, and maybe even now Don Quixote are those 6 are definitely ones that I do rereads of every year. Don Quixote is definitely a potential because I loved it so much when I read it. It was fantastic. But to go back to that, to Thernal, if you want a buddy to read The Three Musketeers, I've never read it.
Oh, there you go.
So I've read The Count of Monte Cristo. I'm pretty sure it was a abridged version, but still.
It's hard to tell with that one.
Yeah. I was also in high school 20 years ago. And I know Zara, The Three Musketeers is her favorite book? ? Maybe.
I've got a feeling yes.
So
I don't remember. But yeah.
So if you want someone to join for Three Musketeers,
Anita is happy to join as well. If you'd like to, an impromptu buddy read. There you go, guys.
Although I kind of want to read now that I'm getting my classics itch, like more other than just Persuasion, Wuthering Heights, Frankenstein. Now that I'm getting that itch scratch that I didn't know I had, I kind of want to read The Hunchback of Notre Dame next. Notre Dame de Paris by Victor Hugo. To challenge my inner Alan.
Yes. Jennifer's going to do a reread of the Recluse series. I don't think I know that one. In chronological rather than publication. Okay. The series jumps around. I'll have to look that one up.
Next, what are you doing?
I don't know that one.
Good job, Bobby.
Thanks for the reminder. Don Quixote has been read, and it's an interesting read. both regret you didn't read it in the past and kind of want to read all things that are mentioned in it. It's the problem when we read, isn't it? Because, we keep finding references to other things, and we talk to each other about books and reference other books, and so nothing has done more damage to my reading than finding other people that read.
So, two things related to that comment. So, one, that's how I am with Northanger Abbey, because Jane Austen references a lot of like contemporary Gothic novels of her time, and like Mysteries of Udolpho, and I think that's the biggest one. But like, there's like a lot of Anne Radcliffe stuff, Romance of the Forest. And I'm like, I really want to read those because they're referencing Northanger Abbey. And then I haven't. But in relation to Don Quixote, and I actually have this book. I do intend to actually read it. So Don Quixote, in case you didn't know, it was published in two parts. First part in 1605. The second part was published 10 years later in 1615. Cervantes didn't start writing, at the very least, he didn't start writing it until 1614 because he wrote it basically as a response to a guy who wrote an unauthorized sequel to Don Quixote.
I did not know that.
There's a lot of self-references, like it's very self-referential.
Okay.
Part 1 as the actual publication, and characters in part 2 are talking about the unauthorized sequel.
That's funny.
Like, as like the part 2 or whatever, and Don Quixote's like, I never did that. What are you talking about? Like, what the heck? So,
I like that.
It is so good. Oh,
that would add so much context to reading it. Just knowing that is enough to add so much fun to reading it.
I will just put it this way. I'm considering adding it to this list here.
The skin quotes.
Well, skin titles. So.
Well. Yeah. That's impressive.
Yeah.
That is very impressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, I'm gonna have to spend time with my husband.
Fair enough. I'm going to go as well because I just had a message from my friend saying that she's not going to go away for several days that she was planning to today, which means I kind of need to go and wrap my head around the fact I've got to be sociable for more days than I thought I had to. And yeah.
So we can schedule our socialization whenever you
we can. Absolutely.
Feel like you have.
It's a whole different level of energy, trust me. So, yeah. Fun times. So with that, I think I'm going to call it. Thank you for keeping us company, everybody in the chat. It's always lovely having you with us. And I'm no doubt at all that we shall see you all again at some point soon. So with that, I'm going to love you and leave you. Stay safe, everybody.